we're in Nuremberg having amazing coffee in this place. And yeah, Ellen is expert on coffees. You should know it from previous videos.
And mostly expert in enjoying, so.
And in picking, which is a lot.
Hello dear all, my name is Kate and welcome to this channel. Today we are visiting one of the most beautiful cities in Germany, Nuremberg. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you've been here for a while, double welcome to you. So we're in Bavaria. Nuremberg is the second largest city in Bavaria. For centuries was considered an unofficial capital of Holy Roman Empire, which was neither holy nor Roman, and the residence of German kings. Centuries later became a center of industrial revolution in Germany. Sadly, during the World War II bombing of Nuremberg turned city into ruins, which fortunately for us was quickly rebuilt. So today we're going to learn about top 10 sites worth visiting here in Nuremberg. After a short intro, we're going to start our journey. I really love the city. It's gorgeous, and in the morning there's no one. There we go, the morning starts. Nuremberg, without a doubt, is one of my favorite cities in Germany and definitely one of the most beautiful cities. So without a further ado, let's move to the top 10 sites of Nuremberg. And the first site on our list, number 1, Tugend Fountain. I'm into both Stoicism and Buddhism, so no wonder that we're starting with virtue. Well, that's actually a fountain of virtue, a creation of Benedict Wurzelbauer, featuring 6 bronze figures of women representing 6 main virtues. Faith, that's crucifixion; hope, anchor; love, mother with children; courage, lion; temperance, a bowl of water, that's an interesting one; patience, a lamp; cupids are playing, trumpets are located above the group of women; and most importantly, Themis, Greek for order, goddess of wisdom and good counsel, also the interpreter of God's will, in other words, justice. So Themis crowns this composition. And number 2 on our list, Nuremberg Main Market. This stunning square is in fact a market square. At 6 a.m. when I was here, I saw farmers getting ready for the market. It's early in the morning, no one is in the city, and it's just beautiful. It's so lovely to wake up super early and then just enjoy the city to yourself. Here you will find 2 of the main city attractions, Frauenkirche and a beautiful fountain, called Beautiful Fountain. The church was built here on the site of the destroyed synagogue during the Jewish pogrom in 1349. At one time was an imperial chapel where Charles IV, the King of Czech Republic, was baptized. Opposite of Frauenkirche stands the Beautiful Fountain. That's the most famous fountain in Nuremberg, height of 19 meters. It was actually designed to be the top decoration of Frauenkirche, but due to the heavy weight of the structure, it couldn't be lifted. That's why they decided to leave it on the ground. The date of the beginning of construction is 1385. The construction lasted 11 years. According to the idea of the creator, this masterpiece was reflecting medieval value system. The fountain decorated with 46 stone figures representing ancient prophets, medieval electors, ancient heroes, scientists, and thinkers, and on the lower level, devils with grinning faces. Number 3, Hospital of Holy Spirit, was built in 1332, one of the oldest hospitals in Europe. One of the buildings of hospital was intended for treatment of lepers, an infection caused by slow-growing bacteria called Mycobacterium leprae. You've probably seen movies about medieval ages, and if there you've seen people with skin lesions, usually quite decrepit with missing limbs, that was lepra. It affects nerves, skin, eyes, and the rest. Interestingly enough, it's still with us today. Still found in Asia and Africa, might take between 9 months and 20 years for symptoms to show up, and if you do get it, it will take you 2 years of various antibiotics to get rid of it. So I would recommend washing your hands next time you're in Asia. And number 4 on our list, Imperial Castle of Nuremberg.
This castle was seat of the German kings. It was built on rocky hill above Pegnitz River by order of Emperor Henry III. Construction began in the middle of 11th century and ended around, well, sometime in the 12th. The castle and the town were the favorite stopping places for the rulers on their journeys through the realm. And the court assemblies and imperial diets were held here regularly. Imperial diet meaning the highest representative assembly in the empire. Imperial diet was for Holy Roman Empire. It's a deliberative body of the Holy Roman Empire, not legislative one. In the late Middle Ages, Nuremberg ranked as the most distinguished, best located cities in the realm. That is why numerous imperial diets were held here. In 1356, notably Emperor Charles IV named Nuremberg as the best place where every newly elected ruler had to hold his first imperial diet. Therefore, Nuremberg became one of the centers of the empire where kings held their first imperial diet. Number 5 on our list, explore KönigStraße and St Lawrence site. So Nuremberg St Lawrence site, named after the principal church, St Lawrence, a gorgeous church that we're going to visit shortly, that lies in the section of the old town that is located on the south bank of the river Pegnitz. This is one of the busiest parts of the city and definitely worth exploring, especially for its beautiful Handwerke Hof Alt Nuremberg district that we are in right now. This really transports you to the medieval ages with old half-timbered houses renowned for their craft workshops and pubs and restaurants and souvenir shops. You will see it right after you get off the train. It's right next to the train station and you have to pass through it in order to get to the old town of Nuremberg, so you cannot really miss it. And right next to it here you would also see a gorgeous modern building. That's a building of a museum. And to the fans of Renaissance, number 6 on our list, Albrecht Dürer's house. Pretty much right next to Nuremberg Castle, you'll find a perfectly preserved, wonderful, and absolutely amazing medieval square, my personal favorite. And here you'll find a 15th century Albrecht Dürer's house. Here, famous German Renaissance artist lived from 1509 to 1528. He was a German painter, printmaker, and a theorist of German Renaissance. The 5-story building dates back to 1420. Today the building serves as Albrecht Dürer's museum. Here you would find some of his best work and authentic period furniture and Dürer's studio workshop. The area itself is very pretty. I would recommend exploring the square and surrounding area and also checking out the famous sculpture, The Rabbit. It was created in 1984 by German sculptor. The mutant rabbit was intended to remind us what will happen if we treat the riches of the planet lightly. And number 7, my favorite street in Nuremberg, Weisgerbergasse, is one of the most beautiful streets here, along which there are historical buildings, including half-timbered houses. This street is also known as Dyer's Alley or Tanner's Lane. The length of the street is less than 200 meters. The name of the street comes from the white tanners who lived and worked here in the Middle Ages. There are more than 20 medieval artisan houses, and it is one of the largest architectural ensembles of the medieval times here in Nuremberg. And number 8 on our list, St. Lawrence Church. Overlooking Lawrence Platz, the spectacular twin-towered 14th century Gothic church of St. Lawrence is the largest in the city and arguably the most beautiful. I loved it. In spite of seeing over hundreds, if not thousands, of gorgeous churches around the world, this one really impressed me. In particular, its interior. When I was there, the sunlight shining inside felt simply divine. Inside you will see many lavish works of arts, most of them provided by the city's richer classes. One of the notable features include a unique 3-part organ boasting over 12,000 pipes. That's one of the largest instruments of this kind in the world. There is a set of 16 bells, the oldest of which date back to 1300s. And your journey would certainly be incomplete without number 9, Nuremberg Bridges. I absolutely love bridges, and in Nuremberg they're particularly beautiful. The most famous part of the Pegnitz River flows through the historical center of the Nuremberg and divides the old town into 2 halves, the northern and the southern. The river is crossed by bridges that have been part of the urban landscape since the medieval ages. At first, these were simple wooden bridges and pedestrian bridges, which obviously frequently were flooded over, and later were replaced by massive stone bridges. That's already in the 15th century. The most interesting bridges here include, first of all, the Henker Stag. In the Middle Ages, the executor was the person with whom no one wanted to have anything to do with, so he reached his secluded house via a wooden walkway that we're standing on right now. You could call it Executioner's Bridge. Number 10 on our list, Nassau House is the only surviving residential tower in Nuremberg, which was not completely destroyed during the World War II. So one of the few examples of Romanesque architecture in the city. Building does look like a defensive structure, but there was only decorative significance here. The name Nassau has been used since 19th century based on erroneous reference to the King of Germany, Adolf Nassau. Actually, not much is known about original owner of the building. It was most likely the residence of royal administrators.
I have to say, I absolutely love the place. It's still 7 o'clock in the morning, so it's very, very quiet. You truly have city to yourself. That would be one of my recommendations for your future travels. If you really want to experience the place in its fullest, get up early. Get up at 6. Really have the city to yourself and enjoy the quiet walks. It sort of gets this authenticity of truly being a medieval city. Somehow it's quiet and no cars, and it's just nothing beats that experience.
And that would be all for today. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to put the like, and see you soon.